it's very good to be on his team, and to help him as much as possible, and to learn something new from him, because he's such a high-level fighter, and his striking is good, wrestling is good. I watch his sparrings, and it's a finish in the first round.
Khamzat, he's always been a beast every time I've seen him fight, so I'm gonna go with Khamzat. I think he's gonna take it.
Which round?
I'm thinking around the third round. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
MMA pros have just warned Dricus Du Plessis not to fight with Khamzat Chimaev ahead of their upcoming fight. Kamaru Usman highlighted the strength of the middleweight division and warned not to underestimate Khamzat Chimaev. He noted that despite doubts before Chimaev's fight with Robert Whittaker, Chimaev's impressive performance proved his threat level. Usman also praised Dricus Du Plessis for defeating 3 former champions to earn his title, emphasizing that all fighters deserve respect for their courage in the octagon.
And just lastly, who do you see taking the belt at 185?
At 185? Listen, I told you guys, don't sleep on Khamzat. When he was fighting Robert Whittaker, everyone said, oh yeah, Whittaker's going to get him. Hey, don't sleep on him. Khamzat's extremely talented, extremely strong. He can shock anyone. But Dricus Du Plessis, you can't sleep on him as well. He's the champion for a reason, taking out 3 champions back to back to back. So, hey, respect to all those guys. I respect every one of these fighters. I know people at home were spectators and were fans, and they like to just kind of talk. Oh, he had a bad performance, he had a boring one. But hey, you have to respect each and every one of these guys that's willing to get in here, in little bitty gloves and damn near underwear and bare their soul in here. So you have to respect that.
John Enig described the upcoming fight between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev as the ideal matchup, calling it the #1 bout in the sport. He mentioned the intense excitement around the fight and praised the matchmaking as perfect. Enig said fans should look forward to an electrifying event happening in Chicago this August.
And just another quick one on a big fight as well coming up with Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. Obviously, that's a big one. How do you break that one down?
That's the best fight we can make. Khamzat Chimaev finally in a championship setting. That is the #1 fight in the sport. Total chaos. I'm trying to not cuss here. I can't imagine a better matchup when they lock the door behind those guys. It's bulletproof matchmaking, and we'll see you guys mid-August in Chicago.
Rampage Jackson expressed his views on the upcoming bout, stating that Khamzat Chimaev has consistently been a powerhouse whenever he's watched him compete. For that reason, Jackson is backing Chimaev to come out on top. He forecasted the fight would probably conclude around the 3rd round, which he feels is when Chimaev will secure the victory.
Khamzat, he's always been a beast every time I've seen him fight, so I'm going to go with Khamzat. I think he's going to take it.
Which round?
I'm thinking around the 3rd round. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Michael Venom Page talked about training alongside Khamzat Chimaev and how watching him practice is inspiring because of his outstanding skills in a specific area. Page called Chimaev a superstar who naturally draws attention. In contrast, he described Dricus Du Plessis as different, someone who keeps winning despite not being the typical super talented athlete, which intrigues him.
And so you got people like DDP and Khamzat. Who do you reckon is going to win in that?
Man,
That one, no.
I would love to.
You trained with Khamzat as well?
Yeah, and you know what? Seeing somebody as special in person when they're training, it's a beautiful thing to watch, and it just inspires me more because he's exceptional in a completely different area to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm very good in my area.
As well when you were training with
100%. And there's certain people that demand the room.
Yeah.
He walks in and he demands the room. Everyone, he's just, you can tell he's a superstar.
Yeah.
But he's so good in his area, and just watching it, I was just like, yeah, it's unbelievable. I appreciate it. Like I said, it inspires me to go and, push myself more.
Yeah.
But saying that in terms of coming to the fight, DDP is somebody that is the complete opposite. I don't get how he keeps winning. As in, he's not a person I look at and think, oh man, super talented.
Michael Venom Page also noted that Dricus Du Plessis clearly has something special because he finds ways to win even when his style looks unrefined. He said knowing how to win is an art and credited Du Plessis' strong mindset and mental toughness. Although Page would usually pick Chimaev in this fight, Du Plessis' unexpected success makes the outcome very uncertain. He called it a battle between 2 very different but remarkable fighters.
And obviously there's something about him because he keeps winning. And sometimes even that is an art, knowing how to win.
Do you reckon it's psychological that he's got tremendous will?
He has to be well trained, obviously, and he does do things, but he just seems messy to me. But at the same time, you have to give him his flowers. You have to give him his respect because he's still winning. And this is what, that every time I put my money against him, shall I say,
Yeah.
he always comes up on top. So it's just, I would normally say Khamzat would win this fight.
Yeah.
But it's just hard to say, man. He's just a person that
You think it's a close one?
this is very, very exceptional fight.
Arman Tsarukyan spoke about the importance of being on Khamzat Chimaev's team. He mentioned that he's glad to support Chimaev whenever possible and appreciates the chance to learn from such an elite fighter. Tsarukyan complimented Chimaev's powerful striking and wrestling abilities, noting that watching him spar often results in a swift finish, usually in the opening round.
It's very good to be on his team, and to help him as much as possible and to learn something new from him because he's such a high-level fighter and his striking is good, wrestling is good. I watch his sparrings and it's a finish in the first round.
Luke Rockhold praised Khamzat Chimaev's wrestling, ground game, and constant pressure. However, he pointed out that Chimaev tends to slow down in later rounds, as shown in his fight against Usman and Gilbert Burns. Rockhold, who has spent many rounds training with Dricus Du Plessis, warned that Du Plessis doesn't give up easily, and if Chimaev fails to finish early, the later rounds could be tough for him.
Khamzat is very good at wrestling. He's very good on the ground. He's very good at pressure. The longevity of the fight, it hasn't been his best approach. So you see with Usman, you see with Gilbert, tough test. I've put a lot of rounds in with GDP, and he don't go away. So unless he gets to him early, it's gonna be tough late.
Luke Rockhold added that if Chimaev does not end the fight quickly, it plays into Du Plessis' strengths. He explained that Du Plessis is a fighter who endures pressure and keeps pushing forward. Rockhold said this persistence is what makes champions and why Du Plessis remains the title holder.
So if he doesn't put him away early, it's a DDP type of fight.
I think that's the way the DDP goes. He manages to get through, weathers the storms, and he keeps going. That's what champions do, and that's why DDP's on top.
Michael Bisping observed that Khamzat Chimaev looks physically prepared and likely has better endurance this time. He praised Dricus Du Plessis for his willingness to take the fight to the ground without fear. Bisping highlighted Du Plessis' grappling skills, knockout power, improved stamina after nasal surgery, and mental toughness. He called the fight intense due to their rivalry and questioned if Chimaev can meet the expectations in his first title shot.
Well, we've seen him on social media, if you follow the same accounts, just killing himself in training, doing a tremendous amount of cardio work. So I think he's going to come in with a better gas tank. However, Dricus Du Plessis, you cannot doubt this guy. And he said he wants to fight Khamzat on the ground. He said everyone else tries to avoid going to the ground with him. He said, I want to fight the best version of him. I want to test my skills against his on the ground. He's not intimidated. There's videos of Dricus Du Plessis online taking on an entire Gracie Barra black belt team and submitting them all one by one. He's big, he's strong, he can wrestle, he's got great judo, he's got knockout power, he's had a nose job, so he's got a great gas tank now as well. This is and they hate each other. They absolutely hate each other. And Boris, the wolf, the bad guy, coming in and talks such a good game, and he's such a good villain. He finally gets the shot at the belt. Can he do it? Can he pull it off? Can he live up to all the hype? Well, we're going to find out.
Israel Adesanya shares his perspective from facing both fighters. While he recognized Chimaev's relentless style, he appears to favor Du Plessis if the fight lasts longer. Drawing from his experience with the South African, Adesanya praised Du Plessis' stamina and his ability to stay dangerous even when tired.
Not bad, but I still think Dricus gets it. I think just late finish, late finish. Khamzat would, I think Khamzat will... If he wins, it's the first 2 rounds, or the first round. But Dricus is just chaotic. Chaotic good, chaotic evil.
Khabib Nurmagomedov offered thoughtful advice for Chimaev, suggesting he sharpen his boxing skills. He pointed out that Chimaev's hand speed and precision give him an edge over Du Plessis, whose awkward, looping punches can be tricky, but also energy draining. Khabib cautioned that if Chimaev hesitates, staying close to Du Plessis' unpredictable style could become risky.
Я думаю, что мое личное мнение, я бы Хамзату посоветовал бы, чтобы он в стойке дрался с ним.
Но мне кажется, как будто его стиль, такой, что с первых минут атаку. Как будто его надо придерживаться, нет, этого стиля?
Прикинь, если я делал бы, я бы посоветовал бы по-другому.
Да.
Вот чисто по боксу пустых, Хамзат лучше. Вот чисто по боксу. Это мое мнение. Просто здесь есть такой момент. Ты можешь сфорсировать события. Там раунд, 2. Но если ты его не финишируешь, ты очень много энергии потратишь. А потом надо в чемпионских боях.
Robert Whittaker predicted that Chimaev would eventually take Du Plessis down during UFC 319. However, he noted that if Chimaev can't finish the fight once on the ground, winning will be difficult. Whittaker emphasized that Du Plessis grows more dangerous in the later rounds, so surviving early challenges might swing the fight in his favor.
I think Khamzat will take Dricus down, but I believe, and this is obviously just top of the head, if Khamzat doesn't finish Dricus when he takes him down, I don't think he wins that fight. Dricus is one of those dudes that doesn't go away, and he gets better, if anything, over the rounds. He's just so resilient. So if you don't get him out of there, I don't see him beating him.
Reiner de Ritter points out that Du Plessis' unusual footwork and changing rhythms might disrupt Chimaev's pace, especially as the bout continues. He mentioned that if Du Plessis remains calm, Chimaev's strong pressure could lose impact. According to de Ritter, the South African's unpredictable but strategic movement may be the key to his advantage.
No, he's absolutely not. I know you've been asked a million times about the Khamzat and Dricus fight, but now that we do have a date, a location, all that kind of stuff, maybe you can talk about it in more real terms since we know when and where it's happening.
Yeah, it's August, and where is it?
Chicago.
Oh,
August 16th.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So apparently Khamzat can fight in the US.
Yeah, now Trump is in office.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we talked about it before. Do you still feel Khamzat has the advantage there?
No, I think Dricus is gonna. I think Dricus will win. Yeah. I don't think Khamzat is gonna get him out of there early, and Dricus is a man. He keeps going, and every round though it doesn't really look better, he looks better. His technique, he gets better every round, and I see Dricus finishing him in the late rounds, 4th round, 5th round, maybe with a lot of volume. I see Khamzat maybe taking him down in the 1st, 2nd round, getting to his back maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I think Dricus has a good shot.
Yoel Romero stressed the critical role of wrestling early in the fight, noting Chimaev's ground dominance. Still, he highlighted Du Plessis' toughness as a deciding factor. Romero believes that if Du Plessis withstands the initial takedown assault, momentum could shift. Ultimately, he said the fighter with the most heart and resolve will likely win.
1640. Chance.
You have what, sorry? Who do you think? 60 Dricus?
16% for Chimaev and 40% for Du Plessis. Yeah, that's a way.
So you think Chimaev, you're kind of slightly leaning towards Chimaev. Yes. Why? Why do you think?
Wrestling. The wrestling. The wrestling for Chimaev right now is very, very dangerous. Yes.
Caio Borralho discussed the matchup between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev, describing it as a tough fight to predict. He admitted that Du Plessis often surprises him, especially when others doubt him. However, Caio noted that Chimaev's aggressive style and quick bursts of power make him a serious threat. He believes if the fight ends early, Chimaev is likely to come out on top, but if it goes the distance, Du Plessis might take control. Although Caio leans slightly toward Chimaev, he wouldn't be shocked if Du Plessis pulls off another upset.
That's a hard one, because every time I bet against DDP, he shut my mouth. So it's hard, but he's facing Khamzat. Khamzat is very hard in the first or second round, so I think he can get it done real fast. But all the way, if it's not done real fast, I think Dricus, you're gonna make him have a hard night. So I'll go Khamzat. Maybe Dricus will shut my mouth again, but I'll go Khamzat.
Alexander Gustafsson expressed strong admiration for Khamzat Chimaev, particularly praising his wrestling and grappling prowess. While recognizing that Chimaev might not have the size or bulk of Dricus Du Plessis, Gustafsson feels Khamzat could hold his own physically. He stressed that the difference in grappling skills between the two is substantial, giving Chimaev a clear advantage as they prepare to face off.
You're like 2-3 weight classes above him. How strong is he? Because I've seen like he's a good training partner for you.
Yeah, no, he's very natural, strong, you know, and he has very strong genes, and he just comes with raw power, you know. All his power just comes from nature, you know.
Just natural. Right?
Natural, yeah. So guys, to get the full All-Stars experience.
Coach John Wood expressed his confidence in Du Plessis, anticipating a closely fought and intense battle. He highlighted Du Plessis' unconventional technique, raw strength, and natural power as key advantages. Wood dismissed past worries about Du Plessis' stamina, affirming that it is no longer a concern. He believes Du Plessis can withstand Chimaev's initial pressure, and predicted the momentum will swing in Du Plessis' favor later in the fight, possibly leading to a stoppage victory.
Again, kind of like the Pena-Harrison fight, I'm going to go with Dricus on this one. I'm going to go with Dricus in a gritty, dirty, nasty fight. He's going to have a rough couple rounds. But I think he's going to stick around. I don't think he's an easy guy to finish. It's an awkward style. He's strong. He's big. You know, cardio issues I don't think are a thing anymore. I think that he is going to get deep into that fight, and I think he finishes him.
Mateusz Gamrot shared his thoughts on the matchup, describing it as an exciting clash of contrasting styles. He acknowledged Chimaev's strong grappling and physicality while showing respect for Du Plessis, with whom he has had friendly exchanges. Although he admires both athletes, Gamrot expressed skepticism about Du Plessis' chances to effectively counter Chimaev's wrestling. In the end, he gave a narrow advantage to Chimaev to secure the win.
Oh, this is interesting matchup. Chimaev is really high-level wrestler, and he is strong. I like Dricus. He meet a couple times. It's hard to prediction, but I don't think so that Dricus will stop wrestling Chimaev. And I think maybe Chimaev will beat this guy.
Sean Strickland broke down the fight's stylistic elements, focusing on the grappling aspect. He noted that although Chimaev represents Sweden, his wrestling foundations come from the Chechen style, a system Strickland is very familiar with from his own training. He described practitioners of this style as incredibly tough grapplers. Strickland believes that if Du Plessis can successfully defend against Chimaev's takedowns and control the fight's rhythm, Dricus has a strong chance to secure a decisive win.
So those little Chechen, I don't want to say Chechen, he's not Chechen, he's Swedish, but those little Chechen whore, like, dude, they can grapple. And like someone like me who I've been training with these years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple them. So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him.
Yeah.
But if he can, I think he wins all hands down, you know. I sparred the Chechen whore, like hands down, I think Dricus wins.
In a different part of his comments, Strickland made controversial and offensive remarks, including the use of slurs and labeling Chimaev and others like him as terrorists, directly linking this to Chimaev's Muslim faith. These hateful statements continued a pattern of provocative and prejudiced commentary from Strickland. Despite his fight analysis drawing some attention, the negative reaction to his xenophobic and Islamophobic language quickly overshadowed it.
But it's just going to come down to, like, are you going to be able to, like, stop that counter? Are you going to be able to counter wrestle? And, like, you can. It's not hard. You just got to, like, it's not hard. Yeah. But, you know, I've been training these little these little terrorists for forever. So it's like, I just gotta know how to do it.
Coach Eric Nixon described Dricus Du Plessis as a respectful and well-prepared fighter. He emphasized Du Plessis' steady growth, leading to his world champion status. Nixon noted that Du Plessis' unorthodox style is deliberate, disrupting opponents with the unique timing and pressure. He believes the key to beating Du Plessis is an early takedown and maintaining control on the ground before Du Plessis can find his rhythm.
I'm so curious how Khamzat and DDP plays out. I feel like DDP's going to be able to weather the storm the first 2 rounds and then start taking off the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. What do you think?
I do too. I've studied DDP a bunch. Super respectful, nice guy. He's very well coached. Just his overall development, he's jumped leaps and bounds in between that Brad fight to now being world champion. People think it looks erratic, but it's not. It's very calculated what he's trying to do. It's a lot of those same reps that he does, but there's a motion to him that's kind of hard to gather rhythm. How do you eliminate all that shit? Take a guy down, put him on his back.
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about their upcoming fight? Would love to hear your thoughts on their upcoming clash, so share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also, check out our other videos on the screen right now.